Lesson 156. I walk with God in perfect holiness.
Hi there. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to walk with God? Want to experience the beauty and peace that comes from being in perfect harmony with all living things? Let's explore this idea together. Today's idea states the simple truth that makes the thought of sin impossible. It tells us that guilt has no cause, and thus, it does not exist. This stems from a basic concept often mentioned in A Course in Miracles: ideas do not leave their source. So, if that's true, how could you ever be apart from God? How could you walk the world alone, separate from your source? A Course in Miracles is consistent in the thoughts presented in these lessons. If something is true, it must be true throughout. It cannot contradict itself, or be partly sure and partly unsure. We can't walk the world apart from God because we can never exist without Him. God is what our life is. Where we are, God is there too. There is one life, and that life we share with Him. Nothing can exist separate from Him. And where God is, there must be holiness as well as life. His attributes are shared with everything that lives. Everything that lives is as holy as God because it shares His life and is part of His holiness. It cannot be sinful. This would be as absurd as the sun being made of ice, or the sea being separate from water, or the grass growing with roots suspended in the air. There's a light inside us that will never die. Its holiness is so profound that the world is sanctified because of us. All living things give gifts to us, and offer them in gratitude and joy at our feet. The scent of flowers, the gentle bowing of waves, the shade of trees, the soft carpet of leaves beneath our feet, and the gentle whispering wind around our heads are their offerings to us. This light within us is something the universe longs to behold. In our presence, all living things are stilled, recognizing who walks with us, God Himself. The light we carry is their own light too. In recognizing this, they see their holiness reflected in us, honoring us as their Savior and as God. Let's accept their reverence, for it is meant for the holiness itself that walks with us, transforming gently all things into its likeness and purity. This is how salvation works. As we step back, the light within us steps forward and lights up the world. It does not announce the end of sin through punishment and death. Instead, sin disappears amidst lightness and laughter, as we recognize sin for what it truly is: a silly dream, a foolish thought, not frightening but ridiculous. Who would want to delay their journey to God for such a senseless whim? Sadly, we've wasted many years on this foolish thought. But now the past is gone, and its fantasies can no longer hold us back. We are getting closer and closer to God. And in the brief moments of doubt that remain, we might lose sight of our companion and mistake him for that senseless, old dream that is now past.
Who walks with me?
This question is the one we should ask ourselves over and over again, until certainty replaces doubt and peace is established. Today, let's end doubt. God speaks for us in answering our question with these words:
I walk with God in perfect holiness. I light the world, I light my mind and all the minds which God created one with me.
As usual, let's dedicate 15 minutes upon waking and another 15 minutes before going to bed to our practices. Moreover, let's commit to reminding ourselves of the day's idea every waking hour today.
I walk with God in perfect holiness. I light the world, I light my mind and all the minds which God created one with me.
I walk with God in perfect holiness. I light the world, I light my mind and all the minds which God created one with me.
Isn't that amazing? How differently would you live your life with the awareness that you can never be alone or separate from God? You're doing great. See you tomorrow for another powerful lesson.
If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. There's a new lesson every day.